This week I did something a little crazy. Okay, maybe not crazy, that's being dramatic, and that's definitely not what this was. But I did do something purposeful with my reading. Let's talk about it. This week, I read books that had 50 reviews or less. Not 50,000, not 5,000, not 550, which means statistically, nobody's talking about these books, which forces us to ask the question, how many amazing authors are sitting on digital TBRs just waiting to be seen? So many of us love to say we love to support authors. We want something new. But do we actually really only want it after everyone else approved it first? So today's video is dedicated to the authors that are stuck at 17 views. The ones refreshing their KDP dashboards. The ones who are one algorithm away from being somebody's favorite author. Let's talk about all the books that we're reading before they get popular. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ty, and over here we talk about Black author books. What's up? Sorry. Anywho, you heard already. We're talking about the books with low reviews, but let's talk about the why. The why. In a certain sense, we're kind of trained to read what's already popular, right? When you think about the New York Best Times sellers, when you think about the Reese Witherspoon book club picks, when you think about Oprah Winfrey book club picks, even when you think about how books get chosen to be featured in school curricula. We've been trained. Look, I'm not one to scoff at a good viral moment, okay? But popularity is just about visibility. It doesn't equal good quality. Y'all already know this. We not here to shade anybody, but some of y'all favorite authors are writing straight trash, and they're only your favorite because BookTok told you to like it. That's just tea. The truth of the matter is that some of the best, most intimate, take a big risk writing is found in the margins. At this point, we gotta know that the algorithm rewards engagement and not brilliance, right? We know this. I just entered the book space digitally, right? In terms of social media. But all I hear is people talking about wanting or seeking out diverse stories. I don't know what diversity means to them other than, but this is actually how you get diverse stories. By amplifying, highlighting, and reading the authors who are writing in the margins and just haven't hit your algorithm yet. Plus, I know this is a thing that's feeding my own ego, but there's also just something so special and intimate about being one of the early readers for an author, where it's just like, yeah, I discovered them. Do you know? Is it just me? Anyways, let's get into the good bits and the odds and ends. You know, I gotta reference my notes because your girl be reading. Here's my screenshots. While I'm looking for my notes, like, comment, subscribe. Okay. So we're gonna start with, I'm gonna put these on the screen though. We're gonna start with the consequences of my actions. 37 ratings as of today. I screenshotted all of these today, and that was a mistake on my end in some regards because some of them don't meet the metrics of the 50 reviews anymore because people have read them and reviewed them since I read them. Anyways, the first book that we're gonna talk about is The Consequences of My Action. As of today, it sits at 37 ratings and 13 reviews. This one is supposed to be a why choose messy, maybe it's an erotica, I'm not quite sure. It wasn't a book that was for me personally, but the reviews that are underneath that book are great, so the readers are out there. I'm just not one of them. The premise of it is two brothers, you know, she hunching both of them, and then she gets pregnant. I think that's the whole story at the end of the day. My husband's in the background talking about it's nasty. The next book for this category, which I absolutely adored, was Bodied by Keira and James. And, you know, I do have a few slow moments, don't y'all? But I did not realize that this was a collection of romantic thrillers. I thought it was just a novelette or a novella, right? So imagine my surprise when I'm reading the first chapter and I'm like, wow, this story is picking up. Like, people are dying already. And then it ended. And I was like, wait, girl, you could have flushed those characters out. And then I turned the page and a whole new story began. And it was there that I was like, oh, automatically I love this book. As of today, it sits at 58 ratings and 8 reviews. And I think the ratings are just like people who star it, right? Reviews are people that write things. I found this book by way of recommended reads after reading one of the books in the Red series by Tanisha Stewart. And Tanisha Stewart is actually a name on this particular title. I don't know if that means she edited it or contributed it. I don't know if that means she edited it. Why are these words so hard to say in succession? I don't know if that means that she was an editor on this book or that she was a contributor to this book. But either way, her name is on it. I saw it. I trust her. I know that I trust her. I like the way she writes thrillers and horrors. So I said, she's a thriller writer, but she wrote that one horror. I like the way that she tells the story, and I love a good plot twist. So let me get into this. And I was not led astray. Then, because I was on a high from Old Girl, I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and read more of your stories because it falls into this category. So the next book that I read of hers was The Grave Mistake. As of this moment, it sits at 42 ratings and 10 reviews. This book, oh, honey, I stayed up all last night trying to finish this. I started it yesterday and I stayed up last night finishing it because I had to figure out what was going on. Like, imagine you have this best friend or somebody that you think is your best friend and y'all have a misunderstanding. We're not going to talk about what the misunderstanding is, but there was a misunderstanding and she kills you and she hides your body, but you ain't die. That's the premise of the story without giving too much away. It's a good one. It was quite a thrilling revenge plot, get your lick back, I wish a bitch would story. Okay? And at the end of the day, I'm not even going to say everybody got what they deserve because I was mad at the brother too. But come read this book and so we could talk about it because, oh my God, this was a good little read. I think I accidentally went to the next one. Earlier this week, I read The Consciousness Code by Annie B. This one is a short little sci-fi, dystopian, not really, it's actually just nonfiction. Oh my God. Reading this book made me so uncomfortable. Like, so uncomfortable because it's a discussion about AI, who controls knowledge, who has the power to determine what's true. And there were just like breadcrumbs in there that, you know what, let me look this up. When was this written? Okay. June 9th, 2025. It's a newer release. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. It says it's perfect for fans of Kindred, The Memory Police, The Matrix, and Black Mirror. I agree with all of that. I was literally describing this book to someone as like an episode of Black Mirror. This is very much an episode of Black Mirror, which also, to me, Black Mirror, is that not nonfiction? I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale unfold and Fahrenheit 451 and 1984. Like, we're living in an Orwellian society at this very moment. Is this not nonfiction? That I very much enjoyed. This is a story that, like, unfortunately, I do think it's too short. It's absolutely worth the read. And I wish it was 400 pages longer. Like, this is a book that I absolutely would love to see the world fully built out, these characters fully fleshed out. And that's not a negative, right? Isn't that just a really positive point to the author? Like, girl, come give me more of your writing because I gobbled. Like, I read it on Amtrak. No, I didn't. I read it before I got on the Amtrak. I read it in an hour. And it's I think the actual meat and potatoes of the story is about like 65-ish pages. And so I really can only imagine what she would do with a thick'em. Oh my God, I'm gonna write her a letter. Let me stalk her on social media and ask her if she plans on re-releasing this as a longer title, because selfishly, I want to see it. And I'm like, you know what, honestly, please understand, this is not me trying to sound callous or any kind of way. But I'm like, girl, not too many people reviewed or rated this book to begin with. So if you redo this and make it a 400 or 500 page book and re-release it, this could be a secret between me and you. Every little thing that we do could be between me and you. The type of books that we read can be between me and you, baby. I should make that my intro song, right? Cause every little book that we read, you could find at the library. Okay, I'm so sorry. This is so unserious. But we're going to end the books there because I did read other books this week. If you want to know about them, go follow me on Goodreads. / I'll probably do a reading roundup at the end of this month, or at some point. But this book is specifically for the authors with low reviews. So we're not going to talk about the other 2 books, including my book club pick, because I just came from book club. Look at my book club. Aren't they so cute? Oh my God. Anyways, we're going to continue this train of reading low review books, because we have to keep in mind that somebody really sat there and wrote their heart out and uploaded it to the internet. They shot their shot. Okay? They stayed up until 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6. They didn't go to sleep because they were editing chapters. But here we are just scrolling past them because it doesn't say bestseller. Hell, I don't even know if the algorithms are picking it up, because the only reason I'm seeing some of these books is because I'm digging multiple levels into recommended reads for me. At the end of the day, someone is just waiting to be seen, and they're only a click away. Here's my challenge to you. Next time you're scrolling on Goodreads or even Amazon, go past the books that have all those ratings and people are just gushing over them. Just scroll past. Keep going until you find a book that's under 100 rating. Read the sample. Those are free. Take a chance on an author that's waiting to have a chance taken on them. But you might not find perfection. Everything can't be great for you individually as a reader, because, reading opinions are subjective. My opinions are very subjective, right? So you might not find that perfect book, but you also might find magic, like I did. Anyways, shout out to all the authors who keep showing up saying, I'm here, I got a story to tell, even if nobody reads it. Just know I'm looking for your stories and I'm trying to read them, okay? That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed anything about this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. All right. So remember, go find an author who has a book that doesn't have that many reviews. Read it, rate it, review it, and I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.